Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to do an election prediction between John Delaney and Donald Trump. I'm skipping over Andrew Cuomo for now because I really don't feel like he's going to run. And John Delaney is a committed candidate. So let's just start with the safe states. Um, I want you to keep in mind that John Delaney is a Republican, or is a Democrat, that will probably appeal to the white working class. He hits me as a conservative Democrat. I'm just going through his website about him. He does not hit me as someone that could win the Democratic nomination, but I might be wrong. So he kind of hits me as a Doug Jones kind of guy, so I'm going to leave Alabama a swing state. And then you saw me leave Montana as a swing state, mainly because I do think he is a conservative Democrat, and I think he'll appeal to the rural voters. Minnesota, I think, will be pretty safe for him. And the main one and statewide, New Hampshire, I'm leaving safe because it's trending Democratic. I don't think it'll take much for a Democratic candidate to outperform Hillary Clinton. I said this a lot. I think this is Donald Trump's election to lose. And then Virginia, safe blue. It's the places that aren't urban, like in the north, are rural. So again, I think I said I think John Delaney is going to appeal to a bunch of rural voters, compared to how Democrats normally appeal to them. But it's not enough for me to leave Alaska swing state, and it's enough for me to not call Colorado swing state either. So let's go through these. Alabama, again, I think that was a one-time thing. I think there were so much scandals around Roy Moore that I do not think Doug. I think Doug Jones had a really easy advantage going in, and he carried the state. What do I want to talk about next? How about Michigan? I feel like I keep saying this. Michigan, I don't think it's going to go Republican again for a while. I think they made a mistake, and again, we're not biased here, so I'm not going to say if they did make a mistake or they didn't make a mistake. But I believe that that's what they think they did, especially with Trump's comments that he has been making. I think Michigan is pretty much out of contingency to go to the Republicans. Ohio. Yesterday I gave Ohio to Donald Trump between Cory Booker. Today I'm giving it to John Delaney. I said it yesterday. I don't think Cory Booker will have that white working class appeal. I think he's too much of I think he's too liberal to win the independent vote. John Delaney, I don't think he is. Now, I don't think John Delaney is going to win the Democratic nomination because of that. I think Cory Booker would have a much better shot at winning the Democratic nomination over John Delaney. Plus, not to mention it, but John Delaney is not very popular. So, let's go over to how about Wisconsin? Wisconsin is one of those states that is kind of a swing state. Um, but I think that they think they made a mistake. But Paul Ryan is the hard one because I think there's going to be some heavy campaigning in Wisconsin for Donald Trump. However, people know, the Democrats know they have to win Wisconsin to win the election, which, as you can see, if they carry Wisconsin, they carry the election. So, because I already have John Delaney winning on here. Pennsylvania. John Delaney is from Maryland, so he's sort of in the same area. Again, I think he would appeal to the rurals and the white working class, um, because he's a bit more moderate, which would be a pretty easy victory in Pennsylvania if he can get people out to vote, which was Hillary Clinton's issue. She could not connect with people, so not enough people turned out to vote. Um, so I truly think that that is what happened to Hillary Clinton. I think people took it as Donald Trump has no chance and that she's going to win. So I don't think it's going to take John Delaney very much effort to get a bunch of people out to vote, um, because a lot of the Democrats understand that Donald Trump does have a chance of winning, um, and it's not just a given. Florida. Um, I think Florida is going to go blue. I've talked about this. They're growing in Latino population, and they're growing very well in their um, uh, urban areas. Their rural areas aren't growing as fast. However, again, I think John Delaney is going to appeal to a lot of rural voters. But I don't think he's going to carry that vote by any means. And Texas, I made Texas solid red. Um, I don't think John Delaney is popular enough to carry Texas. Um, and North Dakota, I think it's going to be an issue in a presidential race having a D next to John Delaney's name. Um, they just they just don't vote for Democrats in presidential elections. But again, I think Heidi Heitkamp is going to win, so I think it could be competitive. Iowa, I think if John Delaney can appeal to those rural voters, which I think he will, he'll carry Iowa without much of an issue. Um, because Iowa's a very rural state. And same thing with North Carolina. North Carolina, I said he's going to appeal to the white working class. There's a vote from the independents, and maybe some Republicans flipped, and then the Democrats. Those two things alone, I think, will be enough to flip North Carolina. Georgia, I said he'd appeal to the rural vote, and obviously the minority since he's a Democrat. However, I do not think he's popular enough to flip Georgia. During the campaign season, could he become popular? Yes. But I don't think that will go for him. So, okay, crap. This has happened a lot. So, Maine 2, I think, will go to him. He's going to appeal to the rural vote. Nebraska 2, I don't think will. Montana won't. And neither will Arizona because he's not popular enough, and history indicates that way. So, sorry I had to talk about those really fast. I'm getting up on my 10-minute recording. So bye.